Welcome to Rajiv Gandhi IAS Academy, and in the geography class series we are starting with class 2, and in this we will be learning about solar system. So when we will see the 6th NCERT class book, we will see that solar system is discussed in there. So as we have discussed earlier, a complete detailed study of geography from class 6 to 12th will be done in this video series, and more emphasis will be given on 11th and 12th books, and less emphasis will be there on 6th and 10th, 6 to 10, but still we will be covering everything which is necessary for UPSC syllabus point of view. So moving on about the solar system. So first, in the solar system we have to learn about the stars, and they are basically composed largely of gas and plasma, and they are in a superheated state, and their temperature is like in a very superheated state, and it is composed of subatomic particle like neutron, proton and all that, and it produce heat, light, ultraviolet rays, x-rays and many different kind of radiation. For that matter, sun is also a star, and sun also produce these kind of thing: heat, light, ultraviolet rays and x-rays. And primary building blocks are hydrogen. So by mixing of burning of hydrogen, stars get their own energy. And there is this concept known as luminosity, which is particular to a stars, which is a brightness factor, and how much energy they are producing in terms of brightness, that is known as luminosity. Okay, and moving on, after stars there's this moon. See, these are just simple things which we need to know. So not much emphasis is given on detailed study, because these kind of things generally came in we just have to know what are these things, and not a detailed study should be done. Detailed study would be there when we come to 11th and 12th class geography. So going on with moon, it's on Earth's only natural satellite. So tell me that how many moon Jupiter got. So tell us in the comment section how many moon Jupiter got. So do tell me that. And moon was formed about 4.6 billion years ago, and around some 30 to 50 million years after the formation of the Earth solar system. There is also this theory that moon was previously a part of Earth, and something happened that moon became disassociated with Earth, but still revolving it, as the center of gravity is still around Earth. So we do not have to study that much in detail, because when we are covering GS1, so these kind of details are not there in GS1. Yes, but if you are in optional, these kind of details might be useful. So moon is in synchronous rotation with Earth. I mean, it has the same side always facing the Earth. Suppose this is moon and this is Earth, so always suppose this is the X side and this is the Y side. So only X side will be visible from a particular place, and Y side will be particular Y side, or some other side will be hidden. So also we known as the dark side of moon. So these kind of things are not that important, but still I'm discussing it. So there are two bulges. See, the rise and fall of the moon causes tide, and there are two bulges in the Earth due to gravitational pull of the moon. And suppose this is Earth, and suppose moon is here. So water is here. So due to gravitational attraction of the moon, the water will be going towards the moon, and similarly from this side the water will be coming downwards towards the Earth. So this kind of thing, here it will be high tide and here it will be low tide. So moon also create those kind of bulges inside the Earth. And also moon has much weaker gravity that of Earth. So 1/6 of gravity is there. So if your weight is 30 kg on Earth, your weight on moon will be 5 kg. So 1/6 of the Earth gravity is there on moon. And moon has also quarks, and which are caused by gravitational pull. So as we can see, the gravitation force are acting on moon is so much, because Earth gravitational force, sun gravitational force is so much. So due to which quarks has happened over the moon. So moving on, there are some facts about the moon which we should know. So the first fact is that first unmanned mission to the moon was done in 1959 by Soviet. And which spacecraft took the first picture of the moon? It was Ranger 7. And why can't we see the moon and all those bright tiny objects during daytime? Because it's simple, because the very bright light of sun does not let us allow to see the moon. So this kind of like Ranger 7 or 1959 Soviet lunar mission can be helpful. And we all know that in 1969 Apollo 11 happened after 10 years of Soviet mission. So moving on, what are constellation? So constellation are a group of stars forming a recognizable pattern that is traditionally named after its parent or identified with mythological figure. For example, there is this Sapta Rishi. Okay, there are seven. So in Hindi, it is said that Ursha Minor is Saptarishi because there are seven rishis or the sent holy person are there in the sky. So mythological figure also plays a role when naming a constellation, and so they are like a group of stars forming a recognizable pattern. So also in a constellation, North Pole and Pole star or North Star indicates the north direction, and sea as I have said Saptarishi. So from this side, if a star is there directly to the from this point we can see a star. So that is the north star. So from this we can see a okay north direction is this. Okay, so in previous in ancient days people used to find direction from this kind of thing. So these are constellation. And moving on, we have this our own solar system. So a quick recap what we have learned here. So first we have learned about stars, then a moon, then facts about moon and constellation, and then after that we are moving to our solar system. This is our solar system: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So you must be wondering where is Pluto. So we will be discussing that too. So moving on, see, what a planet? A planet is a celestial body that orbit around the sun and has sufficient mass for its self gravity to overcome rigid body forces, so that it assume a hydrostatic equilibrium. Means hydrostatic equilibrium means all the gases around that mass is concerned to that mass only. Means the gases are not escaping that mass. So this is known as hydrostatic equilibrium. So has cleared the neighborhood around the orbit. See here, these kind of things have different orbit. Okay, so there is nothing in this orbit. Okay, suppose there is nothing something as another planet in Jupiter orbit, so they have a fixed orbit and it is not shared by anything else. And Pluto now falls into the dwarf planet category, and on account of its size and the fact that it's reside with zone of others object, and it is also known as trans Neptunian region. See here it is Neptune. So whatever ahead of this is trans Neptune. Okay. Suppose a question in prelims is asked: is Uranus a trans-Neptunian planet? So no. And a question is asked: is Pluto a trans-Neptunian dwarf planet? Then yes, it is. So these were the facts about planet, and some more facts are there. There is so Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus have rings around them. A smallest planet is Mercury, largest is Jupiter, and inner planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, and outer planets are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So see, these are inner planets up to this part since Mars, because see, we can see the characteristic of this. These are small and close to Sun also. So these are inner planets. Okay, inner planets, and these all are outer planets. Outer planets from Jupiter till Neptune. And also we can see the size of these planets are much bigger, and Jupiter and Saturn have their own ring also. Okay, so and outer planets are this much. And see here we will discuss a little about planetary orbits, because all of the planet are moving in a particular orbit. So what is orbit? By definition, our orbit is a path, an object that takes in a space that it revolves around another object. While a planet travels in one direction, it is also affected by sun's gravity, causing it to take a curved route that eventually bring it back to the starting point. This complete revolution equates to single orbit. So suppose if some planet is starting from this point and then again revolving whole across it, again coming to this point. So this point, this whole circuitry, if it is repeated many a times, this will be known as the orbit of Earth. Similarly, moving ahead, we have to know about something about Milky Way Galaxy. So this is a like a figure of what we can say the Milky Way Galaxy, or we know as Akash Ganga. So our solar system is a part of this galaxy. So suppose this is a Milky Way Galaxy. This is a one of a bigger thing, and all the stars that we see is around in this small region, and solar system is within this region only. Okay, so we are living on earth. Earth is in solar system. Solar system is in Milky Way Galaxy. So our solar system is a part of this galaxy. In ancient India, it was imagined to be a river of light flowing in the sky. That's why the name Akash Ganga. Akash means sky, and Ganga is the river in North India, biggest river. So that's why we can see here it's flowing like a looking like a river flowing in the sky. So that's why the name Akash Ganga in here. So moving on, and the sun we have to know about, because the sun is the biggest part of our solar system. So there is a reason it is known as solar, not lunar system, because of the sun. So the center of the solar system, it is center of the solar system, and is made up of extremely hot gases, and ultimate source of heat and light for the solar system. And it also provides the pulling and binding force of the solar system due to its heavy weight. Heaviest thing of on the solar system is sun itself. So the sun is at present about 70% hydrogen and 28% helium, and by combining like nuclear fission and fusion is happening over there, so they are releasing energy, and we are getting energy from sun in that method. And also this changes slowly because the hydrogen are using up, helium is getting more created. So this kind of percentage might not be there after 50 years. It might change to like 69% hydrogen, or 20 or 30% helium, like that. And light travels at a speed of about 3 lakh kilometer per second. We have to know about this. If we are uh, preparing for UPSC, we must know what is the speed of the light, because these kind of thing may not be asked directly, but when we are applying this in our like a trick question is asked, and we if we are knowing this kind of thing, then it will definitely help us. And it is required to know all these things. So that's why we are covering the complete geography from right from standard 6. So the light of the sun takes about 8 minutes to reach the earth. That's about sun. And moving on, our own planet earth. So earth is the third nearest planet to the sun. So we have to again look on to this figure. Here we can see earth. So this is one, this is two, and this is third. So earth is the third planet after the sources, after the sun, after Mercury and Venus. So moving on, so the earth is fifth, and also the fifth largest planet, and it is geoid shape. We have to know geoid shape. What is geoid shape? Means it is slightly, it is not complete circle, it is slightly curved at its top. Okay, not that much, but if here we can see the geoid shape is there, not completely a circle, but slightly depressed from both side. Okay, so this is a geoid, or we can say earth like shape. And it is also known blue planet because 75%, that is two-thirds of the earth's surface, is covered by water. And one more fact about this water surface is that only 5% of water space is being discovered by scientists and all the researcher. We know only 5% about the sea, and the rest of the 95% is still unknown. So a deep sea exploration and all those things are happening, which is in current affairs. So we can see how much importance these kind of things are there. So moving on, we have to know what is satellite. Satellite basically can be described in two terms: natural and human made. So satellite is basically, in a simple definition term, is basically something which is revolving another thing. Okay, continuously with the same speed, with the as this thing is revolving, so this is also revolving around this thing. So this is basic definition of a satellite. So satellite are of two type: one is natural, second is human made. So a celestial body that moves around planets in the same way as the planet moves around sun, like here I have explained. So this is known as satellite. As earth is moving to around sun, see, this is sun and this is earth. So as earth is moving towards sun, moon is also move, revolving around Earth. So this is moon, not this much big should be there, but this supposes, for example, this is moon. So as it is taking a rotation around sun, and also at the same time moon is making a rotation around Earth, so like this. So this is the basic definition of a satellite. So Earth, moon is the natural satellite of Earth. So these are different four Jupiter satellite, that is Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. These are the four natural satellite of Jupiter. And moving on, what are human-made satellites? Similarly, as natural satellites are there, human-made are a artificial body designed by scientists that is used to gather information about universe or for communication, or different perspective are there. For natural human satellite, there are different perspective. We all know that how much beneficial it can be. So moving on, we have to know about the asteroids. So because why we are dealing about asteroids, because after this we will be know about meteors and meteoroids. So what are asteroids? Asteroids are numerous tiny bodies moving around the sun, and it is found between Mars and Jupiter. So here is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and then after that here is this asteroid, and after asteroid there is this Jupiter. Okay, so asteroids are found between Jupiter and Mars, and these are like tiny bodies which move around the sun, and they have their own orbit. And the largest asteroid is Ceres, and there are different asteroid like Trojan, Hildas, Greeks. Okay, these are different asteroid, and the largest one is Ceres. So we have you must be knowing now what is asteroid is. So moving on, after asteroid, what is a meteoroid? So when two asteroids collide with each other, there is a small piece that breaks off this asteroid. These pieces from asteroid for after the collision is known as meteoroid. So it is believed that meteoroids usually originate from the asteroid belt, which is present between Mars and Jupiter. Okay, and the size of meteoroid may vary from grams to tons also. And what are then meteor? When a meteoroid hits the Earth's atmosphere, it became meteor. Okay, and it does with a high velocity, which makes it look flashy, like we must have seen like this flashy light sometime happening. We used to say it as a wishing star. So but those are not a star, but meteors. Okay, and in some cases meteoroids also. Therefore shooting stars are actually meteors and not a star. There are different type of meteor depending upon the size of asteroid. So first is asteroids. Okay, then when asteroids break up, they become meteorite, and when meteorite breaks up, comes to the contact of Earth, they become meteor. So this is the complete thing with the asteroid, meteorite, and meteors. So thanks for all this, and do subscribe to our Telegram channel. We'll be posting all the PDF and all that onto our Telegram channel. And in next lecture we will be talking about longitudes and latitudes. And so gradually we will be moving on to more complex scenes and more complex theorems. And gradually we will be concept building will be like that, that when we are teaching about 11th and 12th geography, everything should be there in our graphs. So a quick recap. So first we discussed about stars, then we discussed about what is moon and different facts about moon. Then we discussed about what are constellation, and then we discussed about different aspect of solar system and planets. And after that we came about what are orbits, and then about Milky Way Galaxy, and then the sun, it's epicenter of our solar system, and about our own planet we studied. Then we studied about satellite, then asteroids, then from asteroids we came upon meteoroids and meteors. So these are all the things. Next we will be dealing with longitudes and latitudes and different aspects of Earth. So keep tuned to our YouTube channel, because everything will be discussed here on free of cost, so that it can help the needy students. And do share it with your friends and other aspirant. So thank you, have a great day.